Hello and welcome. My name is Salas and I'm the Director of Exhibit Transportation and Customs Services for Freeman. I oversee our exhibit transportation and customs services offering in Canada to ensure you have received excellent and consistent service experience every time. Today we're going to be talking about how to ship your trade show materials to Canada, a step-by-step guide on completing the forms. Let's get started. The items we're covering today are requesting a quote, how to complete the required forms, the bill of lading, and we'll touch on FedEx and UPS, the small package companies. If you've experienced shipping to Canada before, it's not as daunting as you might think. With Freeman Exhibit Transportation, we'll make it as simple as possible for you. Shipping to Canada is as easy as shipping within the United States. We are more than happy to provide a quote for your budgeting requirements. We can also provide a combined price for shipping and material handling for ease of budgeting. Just reach out to us and provide us with the pickup location, a zip code, number of pieces, approximate weight, and dimension of the largest piece. The next few slides will be about the forms and how to complete. Let's start with the Freeman Transportation and Customs Order Form. This form, once completed, will get the ball rolling. As you can see, I've broken up the form in sections for ease. We will go through each sections per slide. Let's start with Section 1. In this section, Section 1, we require your information. All of the info are important, but the most needed is the requested pickup date. From this date, we calculate how many transit days we need to move your shipment and clear it through Canada Customs to ensure we have time to make final delivery at the destination of your choice, show site or advanced warehouse. Usually we need 2 business days to clear your materials through Canada Customs. This section tells us which service or services you require. Either you need both customs clearance and transportation services, or you only need transportation or the customs clearance. In addition, please let us know where to deliver your materials, at show site or at the advanced warehouse. This section of the form is critical. Depending on your pickup location and when your materials are ready to ship, you'll need to choose what type of service you need. Air will get it to the destination faster, but more expensive. Ground will take longer, but less expensive, especially if your shipment is heavy and more than 500 pounds. The lower portion asks for number of pieces and must be broken down to either crates, cartons, cases, trunks, skids or pallets, and carpet rolls. We'll need approximate weight as well, and don't forget the dimension of the largest piece. Once you've allowed us to pick up your shipment destined to Canada, usually it's understood that we return it to the same location where we've picked it up from after the show, but we don't like to assume. So therefore, we would like for you to confirm it. However, if the return address has changed, you can indicate it here. We will pre-print your bill of lading and labels. Let us know how many you need and we will print them accordingly. Now, let's continue to the next form, the method of payment. The method of payment. Again, I broke it down to 2 sections. This form is required prior to any services being rendered. It is our authorization to act on your behalf with Canada Customs and US Customs. By the way, all of these forms will be available on Freeman Online in your exhibitor manual. They are posted closer to the event date. In Section 1, we need your information and whom to contact. In addition, if you have a Freeman customer number, please indicate. Moreover, if you're a new customer of ours, please let us know as well. The last part on this form is the payment information. If you're not planning on giving us your credit card information, please be aware that we'll need payment prior to any services being rendered. We can provide you a complete quote for this purpose. Did you know that when this form is received by Freeman, it is kept in a special lock cabinet and is not shared with any other Freeman branches? It also not to be faxed nor emailed without the credit card information being redacted. The last form is the Canada Customs invoice. Did you know that Canada Customs is no longer the official name of the agency? They are called Canada Border Services Agency, CBSA, but we still call them Canada Customs. Canada Customs invoice is your declaration to CBSA of what you're importing into Canada. Every type of goods that enters the commerce of Canada must be documented. Canada is no different from any other country around the globe. Canada was built on international trade. And over the years, there are certain procedures and documentation that's required. Freeman behind the scenes will do this for you. In regards to your trade show materials, the only thing we ask for at this time is the Canada Customs invoice. If we need anything else, we will contact you directly. In this section, Box 1 requires your address. Not necessarily the shipping address, but your official office address. Box 4 is your choice of destination, warehouse, or direct-to-show site. Notice that your company name is on the first line and it's care of Freeman or the facility convention center. The name of the trade show must also be indicated along with your booth number. Next is box number 2. This requires your shipment pickup date. This is the same date that was on your Freeman Transportation and Customs order form. Box number 3 must have your company's federal tax ID number or your IRS number. This is important for the return of your shipment. U.S. Customs will require this info prior to any customs release at the borders. Box number 7 deals with country of origin. It is also known as country of manufacture. If there is more than one country of origin, please indicate various in this box. If all your materials that you're sending to the event is made in one country, please indicate it here. The key here is where the materials are made and not where it's being shipped. For example, if your booth was made in China, then the country of origin declared in this box is China, even though it's being shipped from the United States. Section 3, box number 7, is asking if the shipper and the consignee, which is the receiver, are related or one and the same. You are shipping the materials to yourself to another country. Therefore, Canada Customs determines this as being the same company, and you are deemed as a non-resident importer in Canada. Therefore, please mark yes. The currency of settlement. There is no sale or settlement involved, but Canada Customs would like to know what currency you're using when declaring values on this form. Section number 5 is the most important. This is where you list all of your items that you're shipping to Canada. For example, Wile E. Coyote is shipping his display booth with graphics, company brochures, and pens to hand out at show site. In addition, in brackets, you'll need to specify the country of origin of your materials per item, if you have indicated various in box number 7. Box 11.1 is your total number of boxes. Just add all the pieces together in box number 11. Section 6 is an extension of box 11 and 12. This is where you let Canada Customs know how many pieces you're shipping. For example, box 13 is showing one display booth with graphics, one box of brochures, and 150 pens. The next two columns requires unit price and the total. Please bear in mind, for this purpose, it's a replacement values for your items that's required. Moreover, for the used items, not new, the value you insert here is the fair market value, which means if you had to sell the items, how much would it sell for in the open market? If the items are brand new and been recently purchased for the event, then your fair market value is the amount you've paid for them. In addition, you might be shipping a prototype or a model for display. In this instance, you'll need to let Canada Customs know the value of the materials plus the labor involved to produce the product. This will be your fair market value. For the return of your materials after the show, we will be using the same inbound paperwork for U.S. Customs clearance. You don't need to complete more forms. We will do that for you. The only other thing we ask is that you notify us if there are items that are staying in Canada, not being shipped back, that was sold or given away at show site, or if you're adding new items in your shipment that you've procured or purchased in Canada. If leaving your materials in Canada is an option you're considering to save costs on the transportation, please bear in mind that duties or taxes or both is payable on the fair market value of the items declared in box number 14. And please be aware that Canada Customs may request proof of fair market value, or they can reassess the value of each item and change it accordingly. Furthermore, depending on the amount of materials being left behind, dumping fees is applicable. Please let us know prior to the event date and we can give you a quote. This is the end of the Canada Customs invoice. Some of the areas on the form were not mentioned on purpose and they are to be left blank. The Freeman bill of lading will be sent to you once we've booked and confirmed your shipment. It's completed for you and the only actionable item on your part is to review it, hand it to the driver upon pickup. 2 copies please, and don't forget to sign it. In turn, the driver will sign 1 copy for your record. The bill of lading is a contractual agreement between you and Freeman. Please review it carefully, and if you have any questions, give us a call. Freeman Transportation's pricing is based on shipment's dimensions, weight, and number of pieces. On the average, The price for every pound is around $2.10 up to 600 pounds from anywhere in the continental USA, plus a fuel surcharge of 21%. Anything greater than 600 pounds, please call us for a quote. The price mentioned is very general. If your shipment's originating from the northwest part of the United States going to Vancouver, you can expect pricing to be lower. In addition, if your shipment's greater than 600 pounds, we can quote you a skid rate or partial truckload rate, and it will be considerably less than the per pound rate. In regards to FedEx and UPS, if you are comfortable in shipping with other company for your small cases and boxes to Canada, please bear the following in mind. You still need to complete a Canada Customs invoice. You may use the Canada Customs forms as previously discussed, or they can be downloaded in their respective websites. They call it a commercial invoice. It requires the same information. FedEx and UPS will refuse the shipment if a commercial invoice is not completed. Bring an international FedEx and UPS bill of ladings for the return of your boxes. The Freeman Service Desk will not have any bill of ladings nor commercial invoice forms. Please track it every day. This way you'll know immediately if there's any type of delay. Both companies can clear it through Canada and US Customs for you. Ensure that you specify that you require customs clearance services once it arrives in Canada. During the last day of the event, you would like to have FedEx and UPS pick up at show site, please ensure that the pickup arrangement has been made. They require 24 hours notice for any shipment being picked up on a trade show floor. Bear in mind that their hours of pickup is limited to business hours, usually 9 to 5 during the weekdays. They don't pick up after hours or during weekends and holidays. A quick note about the MHA Material Handling Agreement. Shipments leaving the show floor and being loaded by Freeman to your selected carrier requires an MHA. Please visit the Freeman Service Desk at show site. If you're shipping other than Freeman Exhibit Transportation, the section shown must be completed. This in case your selected carrier fails to show. Freeman needs further instructions on what to do with your shipment. Please indicate it in this section. Option 1 is to reroute your shipment via Freeman's choice, which is to the official ground transportation carrier, and deliver to the final destination. If A is selected on the MHA, it will be rerouted to the official carrier of the show. In the event that Freeman Exhibit Transportation is the official show carrier, you will be notified that Freeman Trans has your shipment, and we will deliver direct to the final destination. The cost of this service will be added onto your Freeman invoice. If customs clearance is required, we will provide this service as well, unless you've notified us prior to the shipment crossing their border. Option 2 is to deliver the shipment back to our warehouse for your selected carrier for pickup. Please note that there will be a drawback fee associated with this service. Drawback fee includes loading from show site, local transportation, unloading at the warehouse, storage, includes this and once your carrier arrives, you can personally reach me in Toronto. Please dial my direct office number, or you can reach me on my cell phone as well. In addition, please note my email address. Furthermore, we have a customer service center located in Toronto, and it's open 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Monday to Friday Eastern Time. They're also available after hours. I hope this was helpful, and let me know if you have any further questions. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your time.